Okay, let's get to work. Open QlikView and you'll see the start page. You can try out the Getting Started app or check out any other sample apps. You can choose from recently opened or favorited apps. There are links to additional resources and a button to start a new app. Click that button and it'll open a wizard. Notice the two information points at the bottom. The first one we covered when we went over the Excel worksheets. Second lets you know that the wizard is only for Excel data. Remember when I told you that there are different ways to do things in QlikView? This is one of those times. For me, wizards can be too long and boring and detailed. The fact is that once you get the hang of things, you'll quit using them anyways, so let's close it. QlikView runs a script to load data into the app. You can get to the script by clicking the Edit Script button, or going to the File menu and choosing Edit Script. You can also open it with a keyboard shortcut, Control-E. We're going to use Control-E. Don't mess with the first 10 lines of the script unless you want to change some formatting. At the bottom left, you can set up data connections to a database. At the bottom right, you can load data from files. For Excel, click Table Files. An open dialog box opens. You can only load one at a time, so choose GDP. The next dialog box tells QlikView what and how to bring into the worksheet. First, look at the Tables drop-down. If your workbook has more than one tab, you need to choose which to bring in. We'll choose GDP. Make a choice in the Labels drop-down depending on how your data is set up. Ours has titles in each column, so we'll choose Embedded Labels. Notice how the sample table changes. The titles are now in the dark gray row. You can run through the wizard for more options, but our table is simple, so click Finish. That takes us to the load script. So far it's pretty simple. We're telling QlikView to load 4 fields from the GDP tab of the GDP workbook. Click the Reload button and save the file. It went pretty quickly, but now your data is loaded into memory and ready for you to build an awesome app. The window that opens when you reload the data is Sheet Properties. There are a lot of useful tools here, but for now, just notice that it lists the 4 fields that we've loaded. Go ahead and close that box. What we really want to do is load 2 tables so that we can compare GDP to population. Press Control-E, opens the script, put your cursor below your other table load, click the Table Files button, and then the Population workbook. We're going to go through the same options here. For your table, choose Pop. For your labels, choose Embedded Labels, and click Finish. You'll notice that the table is loaded here. Click Reload, and the sheet properties come back up. But there's something strange. There are 5 fields listed, and 3 of them have a key icon next to them. We had 4 in each workbook. It seems like we should have 8 fields there. That leads us to the next tool that you need to be familiar with, the Table Viewer. Let's close the sheet properties. Again, there's multiple ways to get to the Table Viewer, but what we're going to do is press Control-T. The Table Viewer shows you the tables loaded into your data model and how they are linked. It looks like we messed something up. We loaded 2 tables, and the Table Viewer shows 3. Take a close look at the one titled SIN1 Table. To explain it, we need to understand how QlikView joins data. Unless you explicitly tell QlikView how to join data tables, it uses natural joins, or as they like to call them, associations. The difference is that associations are joins that haven't yet been evaluated. Since I can feel your eyes glazing over, let's boil it down to this. If you bring in some data and QlikView creates a synthetic table to join your tables, it means that you have multiple fields in your tables with the same names. QlikView sees that, puts them all together, and creates a new key field. In most cases, you need to make sure that only one field has the same name in any 2 tables. Luckily, it's pretty easy to fix. First, think about what's really important to link the 2 tables together. In our case, I think country is best. Open the script editor by pressing Ctrl-E and take a look at the two load statements. All we have to do is rename the fields that we don't want to link on. We could do it in just one table, but let's do both for consistency. On GDP, let's do this as GDP ABBR and ranking as GDP ranking. We'll do the same in the population table as POPABBR and ranking as POP ranking. Then click Reload. Now you can see that we have all of the fields that we put in plus our key field. Click OK, and then Ctrl-T to look at the table viewer. And now we have our two tables linked on country. You built your first data model.